We're talking about Sadiq. This is so much shit on this fucking outline.
Because I don't know anything about these people. You know these people. We'll see.
All right, let's just start and just go for it. You ready?
Yep.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the greatest jiu-jitsu podcast in history, the BJJ Goons podcast. I'm one half of the team, Tim, Mushmaster Spriggs. With me as always every week is...
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's no new Nico Ball, the cross-face killer, the girl out here trying to teach everybody Portuguese. We were working on our AKAs on the Patreon episode that we just filmed, and I realized that I am definitely lacking in that area.
I forgot all my AKAs. They're lost. I'm not in an AKA mood anyway.
We'll have to do like a break, like a mental ice break. I don't know. Clearly it is, I need some coffee.
You need some coffee? No, I don't need any coffee.
No, I said I need coffee. Like I just, had a mental break. No, I'm like having a brain fart. I can't speak.
I know why you can't speak. I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to snitch on you, though. I'm not going to snitch on you.
No, whatever. Well, this week we're getting back into martial arts and jiu-jitsu. We're going to give Tim a little refresher, see if he remembers any of these BJJ people that are in these major events. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about the UFC. I don't know what number it is because I barely be watching the UFC, only when it's relevant, like when Sadiq Youssef, our teammate, is fighting, and also Mackenzie Dern was the headline of the event.
I remember Mackenzie Dern. She was very good at jiu-jitsu.
She was very, very good at jiu-jitsu, and she, like yourself, made a transition into another step of her career. So did you actually watch the fights?
I watched Sadiq's fight. I watched a little bit of Mackenzie Dern's fight. I got a synopsis from it. I read about it.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Sadiq's fight, I definitely made a highlight.
It's not a long one.
It's not long.
It's not a long one.
Yo, it is on our Instagram page, y'all. I made a video. It's on our Instagram page. So if you want to watch Sadiq's fight, it was a beautiful demonstration of his ability to clinch, throw them knees, and then he hopped onto a guillotine, and it was done in like 30 seconds.
Those Team Lloyd Irvin guillotines, man. Something else. I won a lot of money with those guillotines, bro.
Oh, they actually did win money because if you saw the betting odds, Sadiq, I think, won $4,000.
Congratulations, Sadiq.
Yeah.
Ching,
it's like,
ching.
why didn't I bet on him? But it was a really good fight, and it's funny because I have gone to train at TLI because I don't have a car to allow me to get there. I went there to train there once, like in the last couple of months, and we were working these guillotines. Well, in the gi, we were doing a loop choke, and then NoGi, Garrett was there. They were doing this guillotine, and it's kind of like the same setup. So it was hilarious, the fact that I had gone there one time, and then I saw Sadiq in the UFC hit the move that I know the team had been working on, and it just definitely goes to show the effectiveness of the TLI system, and even the announcers. I was like asking Master Lloyd because I know he was there. I was like, I know you probably didn't hear this, but they're actually talking good about the team and the system and whatnot. And so it was really dope to see that, like an awesome display, because Sadiq's previous wins have been via knockout or, using his hands.
Yeah. Sadiq is a total package. I'm really excited to see who he fights next and see him go through the ranks. Like, those are some really good matchups that he can have at his weight.
He called out the Korean Zombie, so that's who he wants to fight next.
Oh, he's going to murder the Korean Zombie.
Oh, it'll be a good match.
He's going to put him on a mixtape. I'm calling it now. Bet the house on Sadiq against Korean Zombie. Man, he going to fuck Korean Zombie up.
Yo, some of y'all in the Patreon, the next time there's fights like this, y'all need to get in. I don't know how to bet. I don't know where to go. I know Sadiq talks about it all the time. But y'all need to help me make money. Y'all, we need to come together as a community and place these bets and then take this money and distribute it amongst ourselves. Like, that's what we need, generational wealth.
And share links, too. If you guys got the hookup to the UFC link so you can watch it without paying, please holler at us.
No, that's what I was thinking. We need to have a watch night on Zoom as well for those people, because I had to pay for the fight fast, and for Sadiq won the fight so quick that, like, as soon as my payment went through and then, like, the fight went on and then he was finishing it, and then I pretty much just watched, like, the replay because it was so quick, and I was like, I almost missed it because I was napping, and then I woke up.
Yeah. That's so cool to like see his development and like somebody that fights in the UFC.
Yep, we need to go over because I'm trying to slide on through the gym and interview some of those people because we can't do him via Zoom. So hopefully we'll have him here on the podcast soon.
Soon.
And then Mackenzie Dern was the main event, and you did not stay up. This was an early fight. You didn't watch the main event?
I saw clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay, so Mackenzie Dern went out there in the octagon, and she was trying to hit them takedowns. She was not very successful. I feel really bad because I don't know her opponent's name. I just know she's from China, and I feel like it would be fucked up to be like that Chinese girl.
Man, China is producing a lot of fighters, man.
A lot of savage fighters. She was stuffing them takedowns, just staying heavy on the hips. Dern went out there and she was actually butt scooting. Like, I think she set jiu-jitsu pretty far back. If anybody has memed that. Oh yeah, she was butt scoot. And then the funny thing was, like, the girl actually went up against the cage, but she just sat there, scoot. And I was like, that's what people say when they're like, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu in a street fight, this is what you're gonna do, man. And she tried to do that. She didn't get kicked in the face. She tried to invert off that kind of thing and didn't get punched in the face. She did like kind of lock in some submissions, but it wasn't enough to get her the fight. On the very last round, she almost had like an arm bar locked in, but she got out, threw them legs to the side, and ended the round like showering down punches. So it was interesting to see her display her jiu-jitsu, but she did not come out with a win.
You need more than sport jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I was supposed to say spoiler alert? The fight's over. Like, this is not like,
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, she lost. At least she had the balls to go out there and put it on the line. The butt scooting is not a good look for the sport, though. Yikes. They need to bring back pride rules. If I won the lottery, no. If I had Jeff Bezos money, I would bring back pride. I would say we're gonna have these fights on a private island, but it's pride rules. Do as many steroids as you want and just fight it out. Like, we are agreed that there will be no drug testing whatsoever. Just come here and beat the fuck out of each other. Pride rules. And I'll give you huge paydays more than UFC. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Oh God, that would make so much money. It would kill the UFC.
You're so anti-steroid, but then you're like, what? But then when it comes to capitalism, you're like, give them all the steroids.
Listen. I'm saying that this would be like, I would say, no, this is not on the up and up. This isn't a fair sport, what I'm doing. I am doing a science experiment. I am doing pure spectacle because I'm like, I just want a bunch of roided up fighters to fight each other. It's not a sport. Like, if you're allowing people to use steroids, I don't consider it a sport anymore.
This is like The Purge. Like, this is like the basis for some fucked up movie, and you're not on the good side.
How?
Because you're talking
pride rules. I'm letting them juice up and fight pride rules on a private island.
And now I have to go back and edit the fucking episode, or my co-host's gonna come off looking like a dick. Like, damn.
What? It's not like I'm kidnapping them.
Peter is gonna be like so mad.
It's not like I'm kidnapping them and saying, fight like it's Thor Ragnarok. I'm literally saying, hey, guys, I'm going to pay you so much fucking money for this spectacle. You guys are going to fight pride rules. You're going to have tournaments.
Would do it, though. I know some people that would do it.
Yeah, I'm paying you millions of dollars. Like, even like,
where are you getting millions of dollars?
Win or lose, you get guaranteed. If I had Jeff Bezos' money.
Okay, that was the...
Not now. Fuck no. But if I did have that money, that'd be the first thing I'd do. I'd be like, I'm not going to do this shit, but I'd pay people to do it, and I'd make so much money. Put it on pay-per-view, streaming.
That is just like
John Jones, take as many steroids as you want. Just take all the roids you want. And I'd be like, who is it? Francis Ngannou, take as many steroids as you want. I want to see you guys fight. I'm sorry, just in my mind, that vision, that's like, it is kind of like Monsieur Candy from Django Unchained. I just said I would be a Mandingo fight promoter. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so
Oh, wow.
y'all, did you just see that thought process?
Wow.
Tim just went around.
Wow.
And again, you should be watching this on YouTube.
That's so problematic. I'm gonna get canceled. Of all the things I've said and done in my life, this is gonna be the thing that gets me canceled. Mandingo Fight Island. on the zone. Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. That's
The
what I was
bigger,
trying
the
to
blacker,
explain.
the stronger, the better. Just all get in there. No, I would have the white guys fight too. I'd have the Brazilians fight. It's like, hey, you guys from Dagestan, I know, like, just take all the roids. Like, let Khabib take all the steroids he wants if he's not on them. Oh, I want to see it.
I mean,
I want to see it. I kind of, like.
Somebody's going to die. Like, how do you cover the insurance
What do
and
you
the
mean with
liability
pride
of that?
rules? They would take less damage. They just get one soccer kick to the face. All right, fight over. Like, they wouldn't take a prolonged beating.
Okay, but it only takes one kick sometimes. With the steroids, like, steroids weakens your bones.
All right, do you think it's unfair to take steroids in grappling?
I think it's unfair to take steroids in any sport, obviously. It gives you a competitive advantage.
All right, cool. So, in sports, right? But Mandingo Fight Island is not a sport. Like, the Pride Rules FC or whatever, it's a spectacle. It's like, we know this is illegal. We know this is highly illegal and unethical. This isn't sanctioned. Well, neither is jiu-jitsu, but this isn't sanctioned. We're just saying, we're going to pay you all this money, fight Pride Rules. Like, we'll have doctors, we'll have judges, we'll make sure, like, you don't kill each other. But it's Pride Rules, and you get to take all the steroids you want.
You are hilarious. But are you going to provide the steroids?
No, get your own freeloader.
Okay.
I'm not the plug.
Where do
that's
you go
when you
to
get in
get
trouble.
steroids?
When you're the provider, that's what almost got Vince McMahon locked up.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that.
Allegedly, he was providing steroids to the boys.
Oh, okay. What about...
What about what?
I was going to say, like, cortisone or football coaches that give football players, like, the painkillers.
Or Toradol?
Not necessarily...
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's okay.
That's what,
If your coach wants to shoot...
How is that okay?
In my hypothetical, roided up Pride Rules promotion, if your coach is... If your coach is giving it to you and you're saying it's okay, yeah, shoot up all that shit. Yeah. Do whatever you got to do to be ready so you can get these millions.
ladies and gentlemen, I swear that is just water in that cup. And on this outline, it says Back to BJJ. like, I swear.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it. It's martial arts related.
We're talking about some, like, utopic, not utopic.
Dystopian.
Like, dystopian form
DFC,
of
the
BJJ.
Dystopian Fighting Championships.
Which is, like, ironic because, like, I met this guy recently when I was on a photo shoot, and apparently he's a writer too, and so he writes some kind of sci-fi African books. They're called The Surge. You can look it up, check it out. So yeah, this is just like right down that line. I feel like I jumped into The Surge BJJ, but I don't think there's as much violence in The Surge. I haven't heard of any like steroids and bloodbaths. I think it might be more like freedom fighting. Who knows? But yeah, dystopian.
Wow, I just have I have $1 billion idea, folks.
Our Melee episode came out last week too, so.
Yes.
Is this appropriate? A $1 billion idea? Because you already dropped $1 billion idea, and I don't think anybody should give you any money.
Why? What $1 billion idea?
The Fight Island was $1 billion. Jeff Bezos.
That is the idea I'm referencing.
Oh, okay. I thought you had another one, which I was worried about. I was like, oh shit.
No. I already said enough problematic stuff for one episode.
Okay, and so you have. So let's get back to some actual BJJ. So since I know Tim has been like jaded with the shit, I was like, I might actually have to start watching this bitch again. I'm sorry. Let me stop cursing because now I know these young children are calling me out on saying like.
They listen to the youth listen to the podcast.
I mean, the father listens and his youth is there as he should. I credit you on that. Well done, sir. Let me stop cursing and saying like. So we're going to talk about some up and coming events. So first things first, Tim, pop quiz. What is the next major IBJJF tournament?
NoGi pans.
NoGi pans, and how do you know that?
Because I pay attention when you talk.
Yeah, I put that joint on the outline.
Because I pay attention when you talk.
I mean, can y'all tell
I'm a good listener. I'm an active listener. I'm an awesome friend.
Tim is a good listener. He is. That is true. Slide into his DMs if y'all got some stories. So we have NoGi fans coming up. I'm looking for a mule. If you're listening to this, you're probably not the right person. I need a Brazilian. But before NoGi pans, we have the BJJ Stars, the lightweight Grand Prix that will be taking place in Sao Paulo. So we bitch and complain a lot about jiu-jitsu and flow grappling. Unfortunately, flow grappling does now stream this event. It's pay-per-view for BJJ Stars if you're in Brazil. So when we talk about like supporting the community, like buying them $10 pay-per-views for like those promotions and shit, that's a way to help support the community. Everybody complains about the price of flow grappling, but they also don't want to pay for like a $10 stream. And then the only thing people can do is get their event to be streamed on flow grappling. So that's kind of, the economics behind that. But BJJ Stars is a dope event because it focuses on mainly Brazilians. So you're not getting that American shine in the media. So I am going to read through the super fights. This will be on October 21st. We have Nico Ball will be going against Izaki Bayense.
You gonna do the whole card? You gonna read the whole card?
I'm gonna read the super fights and then maybe mention May, and then if there's anybody else on these names, Tim's looking at this joint like, yeah, why is this shit so long? It's like, 'cause I don't know who all these people are, Tim. Because Tim be knowing who these people are. And I
don't even be watching like that, bruh.
That's why I did the research, because if Tim, we can't just sit here for fucking 30 minutes. Like, so BJJ Stars, and these are some names, and I don't know who all of these people are. Some of these I know because, because Izaki Bayense and Mika's killing everything. That'll be an interesting fight. NoGi versus Fabricio Andre. Fabricio Andre is just like dope. That's a super good question. Super good question.
Oh, wow.
You should look that up while I read off the name.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Slap him. I'm gonna slap him. I have blockers and noodles for Muay Thai in the closet. Like, we about to have like some behind the scenes.
Noodles.
Anyway, going down this, we have Paulo Miao is fighting Alexandre Vieira, and Paulo has just moved back to Brazil to be the head coach at Dream Art. It was Izaki's job before, and I guess he just is trying to like chill some more and focus on competing. So Miao is down there. He'll be fighting Alexandre Vieira, who is from Brazil. I don't know where he trains now, but I know him from Brazilian top team in Rio. And he played a part in the Jaded movie, which I think is actually coming out this year, because they were all just at like the pre-showing of the event. Mm-hmm. Bia Mesquita's up in that joint with Talita Silva. Marcos Petro, I don't know who he is, but he's fighting Jansen Gomez. This is why I'm going down this list. These are some dope ass people. Like Jansen, that's my boy from Cantagalo. Like, he's killing it in the U.S. and in Brazil. We have Pedro Machado versus Haider Zuki. Pedro, I can't remember which one was supposed to be like my brother-in-law. I think it was Joel, but whatever. He's been doing really good. Ana Rodriguez from Dream Art is going up against Maria Claudia, who's a training partner of Gabi Pisania from TMD House. Like, again, this is just a fire card. I actually know who all these people are. Mm-hmm. Like, most of them. Not these people. No, Godoy. Victor Doria versus Godoy, and Ingrid Alvord versus Sabatha Lais. So it's a pretty dope set of super fights. And then it's like a lightweight fight. I'm not going to read through all these names, but May, he's our teammate. Always fun to watch. Or ex-teammate. I don't know what the status on him is now.
Okay, most of these super fights are no-gi, except for the ladies. Victor Doria's one is in gi, but the rest I see them in no-gi attire. So I'm assuming besides the Grand Prix, everything is in no-gi. So with that being said, I think Mike is going to beat Izaki. Fabricio Andre is going to beat Samuel NoGi.
They placed bets on this, I'm pretty sure. So take notes,
hell yeah,
take notes, keep going. And then he's like, you're going to read down the whole damn list? This is great info. Like I said, we need to help each other.
Paulo Miao is going to beat Alexandre Vieira.
Okay.
Vieira. Bia Mesquita is going to win. I'm going to go with Jansen.
Good. I would have really hit you with something if you didn't.
I'm going to go with Ana Rodriguez. I gotta watch Maria Claudia. I haven't seen her.
A-Rod definitely has a lot more experience.
I would say Victor Doria because he's roided out and he's more active. I do not know who Ingrid Alves or Sabata Lais are. I don't know who these ladies are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be fair and not say who I think is going to win. I'm not going to give a prediction. Of course, in the Grand Prix, I'll go with May because, man, May is... it's Mateus Gabriel's in it too. I'm going to go with May. Depending on the... I could definitely see if it's round robin. You said it was round robin?
No, I didn't.
If it's not round robin, I got these two in the finals. And yeah, I'm going to go with May. Because May, I've seen his dirty work.
May is a beast. Like, again, when we're talking about, like, everybody being jaded with jiu-jitsu, it's like, are you jaded with jiu-jitsu or are you jaded with jiu-jitsu media? Like, Tim is a different level. Like, because he's had to deal with, like, no, I'm just talking about, like, the contracts, dealing with flow grappling on that level. That's just a whole nother level of bullshit. But, like, when we talk about competing, like, AJP Tour is also happening. They're not on flow grappling because they put their shit up on YouTube. So May just killed it and won the AJB Tour that was in Rio. There was one that was out in Abu Dhabi recently. So a lot of these athletes that are competing in IBJJF and are going to be at PANS, they're also doing AJP Tour and other circuits that people don't really give that much attention to because they don't have that contract with flow grappling. So there's that event. Again, that's going to be Friday, October 21st in Sao Paulo. You can watch that on Flow Grappling. We really need to get do on Zoom, just like a watch party, town hall type thing. Other events that are coming up, our Sul-Americano is going to be the same weekend as PANS in Rio, and Europeans is going to be January 23rd and 29th in Paris this year.
That's cool that's in Paris. That's really cool. Man, maybe...
What? I was going to ask what you thought about that. I wanted to go back to Portugal, but that's only for personal reasons. That kind of makes me want to, get back into the... I think if I had... that shit's expensive, right? But vacation, you gotta think, because I don't know if you're talking about getting back into it. It's like jiu-jitsu and traveling and competing and traveling. Like, it's a vibe, it's an experience, and it's like different from when because
I missed that.
Yeah,
you missed that.
You wanted to talk about the difference between a martial artist and a competitor, but at the same time, and that just showed me. I was like, yo, but most people are hobbyists. They don't fall into any of those categories. Yeah. And for somebody that's a hobbyist, traveling all the way to Paris, when you're a blue belt, for a competition may seem dumb as fuck on I gotta stop cursing for the kids. Might seem dumb on a professional level, but it's a vibe, it's an experience. You don't have to you just do it for an excuse to travel and a place to go and a great community because you're gonna meet people that do jiu-jitsu from all over the world. It's a dope vacation.
Yeah, the way you set it up, I would want to compete first, and then
Oh yeah, because then you gotta go eat. You can't be cutting weight. But
that's cool, man. That's real cool. But even as a serious competitor, if you got it like that, where you can really make it into a vacation, man, that's worth it.
I mean,
it's better than Lisbon. I got sick of Lisbon. Lisbon's a cool town, but I'm
I got Pelcor, Força Suprema, but
yeah,
they need to switch worlds around the same way that they're doing with Europeans.
Tokyo.
Mm-hmm. Tokyo, that was a hard one, but I love competing in Tokyo. I got my first gold medal in Tokyo.
Yeah.
That's dope. So moving on to PANS, NoGi PANS, which again, also moving around. They move in these competitions around. They need to do the same with Worlds. That is going to be October 14th through the 16th in Garland, Texas, which is next week. I was looking through the brackets. I wrote some names. I'm not going to go through all of these brackets other than to say, Kieran from the squad is going to be out there. He's been doing a killer job at black belt. You can't keep that man still. I don't even know where he's currently living, like in the U.S. or in Canada. Interesting question. Rocky, ex-fiance, he's going to be there. I guess I shouldn't really say that like out loud like that. It's kind of a joke, kind of not a joke. Jonathan Gomez is going to be there, which is interesting. So Jansen's going to be at BJJ Stars, and his brother Jonathan is going to be at Pans. Ladies, follow Jonathan's Instagram. Like, they have this thing in Brazil. It's called Sextão, where they do like this little dancing thing, and just follow them Gomez brothers on Instagram. That's my advice to y'all. And then AJ Agazam is going to be there. And I was like, damn, his old head ass. Mm-hmm. This is not for the kids. This is not a pod for the kids. I'm so sorry. My bad. I was like looking it up, and I was like, yo, when was the last time he competed? So I'm throwing him into Google, and then I see an article
about AJ Agazam?
No, about Pams and their highlights. So I just read through some of those people that I just mentioned that I said I wasn't going to mention, but did mention. Those were like my highlights. I'm not.
Keep it moving.
My point is that like the Flow article talks about the same tired ass people, which is like Johnny Tom was going to be there, Marcio Andre, and who was the other one that's in this lightweight division? Someone else that was born. AJ. It was AJ. And I was like, yo, you got Eduardo, who's new, Jansen, who's new, or Jonathan, who's like a new black belt that's been killing it, and like you're talking about AJ and Johnny and Marcio, who I can't even find in the brackets. Marcio, historically, we not making weight though. Like, a lot of respect to him. No offense, but like he be pulling out like some brackets and stuff. Like, so it's frustrating when you see that kind of stuff. Like, the focus on the same people just being recycled over and over and over again. But that's what we expect. So your thoughts on Pans, Tim?
Looking at some of the names in there, I think I'm really the most excited for a potential matchup between Hasim Rita and Max Jimenez in the ultra heavyweight division. Hasim Rita is a dynamic athlete at that weight class in jiu-jitsu. You don't see that type of dynamic athlete at that size in jiu-jitsu very often. I would argue that he's more of a dynamic athlete. Oh, the microphone.
It was one thing to stand up. It was another thing to stand up and drop the mic.
Yeah. Does it work?
Yeah, it works.
Oh, Jesus. What was I saying?
Now you're going to have to go back because I'm definitely not going to. I'm going to have to edit. I joined how I wanted to check the time.
All right, I'll go back to the all right, so.
He was more of a dynamic athlete.
All right. Do you want me to just start from the beginning with the ultra heavyweight division? So.
That one, whatever.
Yeah, let's do that. 3, 2, 1. The one match that I'm the most excited to potentially see is in the ultra heavyweight division. And it's going to be between Hasim Rita and Max Jimenez. Hasim Rita is a very dynamic athlete for that ultra heavyweight division. You very rarely see someone that can move like that, has that type of game, and just dexterity in his skill set at that weight class. You don't typically see those type of athletes in jiu-jitsu. I could argue for that division, he's a better athlete than Buchecha.
Yeah.
Because Hasim, if he wanted to play any sport, he could. And he'd be able to adapt. And he has such a weird game for that size, but he's building that strength where he's not going to get squashed if he inverts. Like, if he inverts, he's going to move you, or he's going to make you have to move with what he's doing to you. He's tough to deal with.
Yo, he took out, and we didn't get to talk about this when we talked about the ADCC, but he took out Cyborg. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw it.
But that was just an amazing submission. He's a phenomenal athlete and somebody that I really want to have on the podcast, but we have to have him on person. We cannot do it virtually. We have to sit down with him. So we're going to have to go out to Detroit. Somehow you got to get a wrestling show out there. So,
and then with Max Jimenez, I've trained with him before. He's tough as hell. He can invert. He has a diverse game, and he's a tank. Like, he's hard to move. That pressure, like, I don't care how good you are at inverting. I don't care what size you are. You have to respect Max Jimenez's pressure, and he can pass almost anybody. There's some people that, nobody can pass, like Jamil. But at that weight division, he can pass anybody at Ultra. Anybody. I'm looking very much to that. Shout out to Vanessa Griffith. She's in the middleweight division 2. She's in there with Elizabeth Clay.
Oh yeah, that'll be a killer match.
I think it is. I don't think Vanessa has shown her full potential in the division yet. I think her ceiling is higher than she shows. She's had injury issues, and I think that when she's healthy and she's able to prepare healthy, you're going to see a potential world champion at her best. I think she's gotten some bad draws before, and a lot of that is the lack of experience at black belt, I believe. I think she needs more matches. And for women, that's a tall order. Yeah,
it's really hard to get the same amount of experience competing as guys do, because if you go and look through the brackets, and I tried to, because I, like, on the outline, I went through all of the black belt brackets, and then I did the same thing for the females, and I was like, even like the list is so short.
Yeah, so short. And plus, she's the head kids instructor at Crazy 88. And that's a whole different job.
We all know how Tim feels about teaching kids.
I don't mind teaching kids.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yo,
I'm
the
cool
urinal patty. Yo, if you want to know how Tim feels about teaching kids,
that's like being a babysitter.
I don't know what episode it is, but her name has got to be in the title. Look for the episode where we interviewed Vanessa Griffin, and like she talks about Timmy teaching kids. Tim lies to y'all's face, yo.
I said Timmy, I don't mind teaching kids.
Face.
That wasn't a teaching gig.
For short periods of time.
That wasn't a teaching gig.
Were you not working at the school as an instructor? Was it not summer camp when the urinal patty thing happened? No,
it wasn't during summer camp. Right, it was during a Night of the Ninja sleepover at the academy. Nice. And they did that. That's not teaching. That wasn't in my job description. Actually, it kind of was, but it kind of wasn't, if we want to be argumentative about it. But that's not teaching. The act of teaching kids, I can teach anybody jiu-jitsu. I can teach you gorilla jiu-jitsu, and it'd be really good, but very dangerous, because could you imagine if a gorilla knew what they were actually doing instead of spazzing out?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
would be lethal.
Yes, I would have gorilla fights on my dystopian fighting championship fight island as well.
Yo, Tim is awful. He is on one, and whatever he's on, I'm getting some after we stop filming this episode.
On this episode.
I was gonna try to wrap it up full circle talking about children, and I don't know if that's really appropriate coming off now.
After the gorilla fighting, no.
We're going to the gorilla fighting. I have to, because we've done a lot of bitching about jiu-jitsu in the community and the right wing stuff, and I just want to give props to TLI, I guess it is. We get a lot of hate, like, from y'all haters, or even people that aren't hating but like won't pop onto the pod because they don't want to be associated with us because we're on TLI.
Damn, we get that?
We see y'all. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I be doing the guest booking, which is cool. It's like, and everybody has a right. Like, I respect that though, because, like I say, this is our platform, like, so we can do what we want on our platform. But I've been noticing, like, for yesterday, for example, a friend that came to pick up some hoodies, he wanted to go train at TLI, and I don't have a car, so I can't get there. And he was like, yo, I'll take you. It was dope. And I know on Saturdays, Angelo teaches at 11, I think it is. And I hit Master Lloyd up to see if he was going to be there. And then I remembered, like, he had posted, like, his son had a football game at 2 p.m. So I was like, oh, shit, you're not going to be at the gym, are you? He's like, I'm not going to be there, and nobody else is either, because, like, they're all going to be at the game. like the whole squad, like Jamil, all of them, Jamil, Rico, Malachi, all of them are going to the football game to watch Master Lloyd's son compete. And they have been going through, you know, the black belts need their points to get to world, but they have been going through, like, I don't know if anybody went out to 2 cities, but Charlotte, they're traveling together to these opens, the adults, and like a lot of them are traveling with like the kids. They go to the Nagas, they go to like Naga in Virginia Beach and Philly, and the squad has just been doing that. Like the kids class, the competition kids, and then like the adults that are competing, and they're all traveling together. And it's just a really dope experience. Because they have each other and they're just chilling. And that's what like a lot of people do. Like Jamil came up, like if you don't know Jamil personally, I don't know him that well, but I do know like 2 things that he loves is jiu-jitsu and then playing video games with them damn kids. And Master Donnie too, like they be at it on like the NBA at night. And so it's like, they say in like Brazil, it's like, oh, this is the family that jiu-jitsu gave me. And like they say it's kind of like cliche, like back when we used to try like jiu-jitsu high style, like, or jiu-jitsu lifestyle, and not complain about like all the bootlicking. Like, so there still is a good aspect in jiu-jitsu, and that's how I wanted to end the episode. Like, it doesn't all have to be about world champions and pants. It can just be about the experience and the dope ass people that you meet while you're doing it.
That's beautiful, Nico. That was wonderful. Way to close out. So, folks, if you want to hear more from Nico, where can we find you? You
can find me on Instagram at NoNewNico. That's no_new_Nico. I am coming out with a new website. I'm coming out with 2 new websites. So for photography and the production stuff that I'm doing, that's going to be dropping soon. And if you're trying to learn Portuguese for jiu-jitsu, you can go to PortugueseForBJJ.com, sign up. That'll drop you into my mailing list. You'll be able to get some vocab and resources. And I'm about to open up a library that's going to be jiu-jitsu techniques in Portuguese, because I learned Portuguese just training jiu-jitsu 2-3 times a day. I think it's the best way to get experience. So I created an amazing resource for y'all. If you sign up, you'll get access to that as well.
And you can find me at Tim Spriggs BJJ on Instagram or Facebook. And if you want to follow my pro wrestling career, go to Twitter at MushmasterWins. On behalf of Nico, thanks for watching. Peace.
Man. So we're going to try to do one more?
Yeah, we can.